Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's good?
What it do? What it do?
What it do, SLACers?
Say like a champ. We are back for our week 6 NFL picks.
Hey,
It should be it's moving right along, right?
Yep.
really?
So far,
For
so
the
good, man. So far, so good.
right. Oh, what
Yeah,
happened?
I'm on. Just a second.
One thing though, I think is this is one of the first weeks that we haven't picked one that's been delayed yet. So hopefully we make it through.
Get back on
Obviously
track.
exactly. Obviously there is no Thursday night game today. But
Yeah.
we're still just keeping on schedule doing our Thursday thing. Um, but that Thursday night game was moved to Monday night, which makes sense because
Yeah.
uh, which makes perfect sense because the Buffalo Bills are playing in that game and they just played on Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
So
A
all
lot
right,
of changes. A lot of changes.
exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the intro. And then
Okay.
also I gotta save these things. I forgot to save these pictures, and you guys know I have trouble with the pictures, but I'm gonna put them in photos, so it should work. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this intro real quick, and then we'll see what's good.
Let's go.
Feel like a champ. They opened up my eyes. Feel like a champ. I didn't know sports till they told me what I do, baby. Feel like a champ. They opened up my eyes. Feel like a champ. Myra and Marcus, Strizzy and you, they do too. They opened up my eyes.
All right, that's what's up.
Absolutely. Yeah, yo, before we get started, if you guys are watching, whether you're live or watching the video after we post it up, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And if your post notifications aren't on, do me a favor and turn those on real quick so that you guys know anytime we jump on here and go live and everything like that, you'll know first. So make sure you guys knock that out, please, and thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Good call, fam. Yeah, we definitely got to make sure we do that. We are trying to grow on the YouTube as well, but we appreciate everybody joining in from wherever. And yeah, I'm gonna try to get these photos things real quick. But do you guys want to do any type of checking in? How's everybody doing this week?
I'm cool.
Driving, man.
I know.
Everything's good.
I kind of feel like we keep saying like when the Rona's gone and like we're at the end of the year already.
Yeah, it ain't going nowhere.
That's the reality. It's like, when are we getting back to real life?
Yeah,
What is
absolutely.
your life?
But it is crazy though because we are adjusting. We see how things are moving better. People are getting more used to it for sure.
For
So,
sure.
all right. I think I'm ready to go though. One thing I do want to talk about, our week 5 winner was decided. There were 7 of us in the tiebreaker, but Pops, my dad, Mr. MW3, won with the closest score. He was only 2 points off on the Monday night score if you add them together like that. So that was legit.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah. So I already owe him. I owe him dinner and a movie. I think we're gonna do dinner and a movie at some point because that'll be for 2 prizes now. I owe him. So
Oh.
and then we did knock out. We sent out a Lakers championship shirt to Anthony Weston for winning week 4. That prize was a little delayed because we needed to wait for the Lakers to get that done so we could get that for him. So, Mr. Weston, that is on the way to you.
That's awesome.
As always, you guys can join in on our link in our bio. You can join in our YouTube Pick'em League so you can compete with us and get it
Absolutely.
and see what's popping. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. Let me see if I can share this properly. All right.
Where are you all sitting at on our standings on our You Pick 'em League?
Oh yeah, we can look at the full. Let's see. Let me give you guys a rundown real quick.
I think I'm like in 6th or 7th now.
You're in fifth.
Yeah. So for the overall standings, and I did put up for the winner of week 5, and I'm going to start trying to do that. And then I'm going to put up like a little standings chart maybe after this weekend so we can see where everybody's at. But right now, number 1 is Let Me Get 2. with 54 and 22. And then we have Myrmidons and Strizzy at 52 and 54. Then we have Trevor right behind them at 51 and 25. Then Myra at 50. And then A-Dub at 49. Marcus at 48. So that's like the top 7 there. Very close. But, we'll see how it goes. Mr. Let Me Get Two has a pretty big lead right now.
Yeah, he's up
I know.
3-4 games.
2 games.
He's up 2 games on the top, yeah, but he's got a good lead on me. He's up 5 games on me, so I'm like, I gotta get it together.
And I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up to him.
Absolutely. Couple little silly stories we have here. Odell Beckham was sent home with some kind of an illness, undisclosed. So we got him out here. Raheem Morris is the starting coach for he's the head coach now for Atlanta, the interim. So that's what's up. Gilmore's supposed to return to play. I guess he's not contagious anymore. So that's legit. And then we got Melvin Gordon over here by his whip. He's having some issues there. So no Thursday night game like we talked about. So we're just going to get right into the Sunday picks. On the left side, we got Sunday morning. So we're starting off with the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to go ahead and kick off with this one. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to get this one. The Texans showed a little bit of signs of life last week, but they still have a lot of work to do. And Tennessee, they showed what they're about as well. So
I completely agree with you. Like you said, Houston showed certain signs of life with maybe the coaching change, stuff like that. But Tennessee just still looks too good. I thought the game was going to be better between them and the Bills, and they steamrolled the Bills. With maybe the time off helped them out, and they were just refreshed. But Tennessee just still looks like the better overall team.
I'm going to agree with you all on this one. I'm going to call Tennessee Titans as well. Same things you all mentioned. Houston did show some life against Jacksonville. I didn't think Tennessee was going to beat the Bills the way that they did. They are playing on a short week. That's the only concern I have for the Titans, but I still think they're way too much for the Houston Texans. So Tennessee Titans.
Cool. Next, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, this should be a pretty fun game. Cincinnati is still trying to figure things out. Looks like AJ Green went down last week, so still not sure if he's playing this week in this game. But whether he's playing or not, honestly, he hasn't looked very good at all. Like, he hasn't had a decent game all season. Yeah. Call it rust, whatever you want to call it. He just hasn't looked very good. I'm taking Indianapolis in this game. I kind of like the first game we just talked about. I think Indianapolis is the better overall team, offensively and defensively, and they'll get it done at home.
I'm going to agree with Strizzy on this one. I'm going to call the Colts on this one. The Bengals are on the road again, so that's kind of tough for them, and they were beat up last week against the Baltimore Ravens. With that said, Phillip Rivers did not have a good game last week, but I do see him bounce back on this game, so I'm going to call the Colts.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts as well. But as you said, Phillip Rivers definitely looked bad last week. He was looking pretty rough, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the Minnesota Vikings.
Definitely on this one, calling Minnesota Vikings. Atlanta just looks rough overall. Nothing's clicking for them. Although they do have that coaching change, we'll see. But I don't think this is the team that they'll capture a W against. So I'm going to call Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I'm going with Minnesota as well. Even with Alexander Madison there in the middle, jumping over people. Even without Dalvin Cook, I think their running game is still strong. I think they have enough to get it done.
Agreed. Minnesota's got a great offensive line. They've always had that. So I think even with the coaching change in Atlanta, I thought Minnesota gets this one for sure.
All right. Next up, we have the Denver Broncos at the New England Patriots. Y'all know how I feel about Bill Belichick and the way he prepares New England.
Agreed. I know we're getting Gilmore back. Did they say that Cam's coming back this week?
They didn't say, but I think he was in play too.
All right, yeah. I'd assume so. I know he had COVID before they announced Gilmore. Even if he wasn't playing, I still think New England gets this game, but I'm taking New England as well.
I'm gonna agree with that, Strizzy. No matter who is behind taking those snaps, whether it's Cam Newton or the backup. If it's Cam Newton, they win big. If it's the backup, they still win. So definitely calling the Patriots on this one.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Washington football team at the New York Giants, the G-Men.
Yeah, this one's tricky, man, because they both are really, really bad. I think Washington is just a little bit more beat up than what they like at their starting position. So I'm going to take New York at home on this one.
This one is definitely a toss-up for me. Same thing like you said, Strizzy. They both look really bad. Because the Giants were so close to the Cowboys, I'm gonna take the Giants on this one at home. I'm gonna call the Giants on this one. Same thing against same thing that you said, Strizzy. The Giants did show some life against the Cowboys, and I don't think Washington's just clicking at all. So I'm gonna call the Giants at home.
Yeah, I got to go with the Giants as well. It was cool seeing Alex Smith come back last week, but the Washington offense just can't really get much going, and their defense isn't much either. It's sad, but these are two of the worst teams in the league. Definitely a toss-up, but I'm going New York at home. So next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Philadelphia Eagles.
My turn, right?
Yep.
Definitely going to call the Baltimore Ravens on this one. Their offense has not played the way we thought they would be playing this season, but I do say Lamar Jackson capitalizes against Philly's defense. So I'm going to call Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going with Baltimore as well. Philly is still, they're scrappy, despite all their flaws, but not this time.
Agreed. Baltimore's defense was it was like watching an offense last week. It was crazy. Like they were all over the place, and they even scored a touchdown. But yeah, I think Baltimore takes care of business. Whether they're at Philly or at home, I think they beat this team. Philly's got a lot of issues they need to figure out, but I don't think they do it against Baltimore.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this one's really tough pick for me. Honestly, I could go either way. I feel really strong about Pittsburgh. I felt really strong at the beginning of the year, but they tend to like to hang in games, and they're not really closing people out when they have the chance. And Cleveland's riding a little bit of a high here. And I think the last time Cleveland beat Pittsburgh, I was a sophomore in high school. That's crazy. So, but I think it's going to come back around. I think Cleveland's going to actually upset the Steelers this weekend.
Nice. Yeah, this one was really tough for me too, man. Cleveland's not the same team it's been over the last 17 years. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Pittsburgh, like they look good. They don't look very good. Even the defense has been kind of shaky at times. It's like their strong suit, but the other days they don't look as strong. I'm taking Pittsburgh on this one only because they're at home. But when it gets to Cleveland, I think Cleveland takes that game. So I'm going Pittsburgh this time around.
I'm actually going to agree with Strizzy on this one. I'm calling Pittsburgh just because of that one stat. Cleveland has not come to Pittsburgh and beat them since 2003. So what's going to be any different now? Cleveland is a run-heavy ball club, whereas Pittsburgh is better off on the offense at throwing the ball. So I think with that, the Pittsburgh defense holds their offense, and I'm going to call Pittsburgh on this one.
All right. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears at the Carolina Panthers. I like that. I think that the Bears are going to start. Oh, wait, who's up first on this one? I'm sorry.
I don't know. Who is that?
I don't think it's me, but
Well, I'll just say real quick.
go ahead.
I think the Bears they're kind of getting it together. I guess with Foles, they're going to be a little bit better, but I do think I like what Carolina's doing, despite Mr. Caffrey being there on the sideline. I'm going with Carolina at home in this one. Close game.
Yeah, man, me too. I'm actually I was really worried when we started the season off, man. We didn't look very good at all, but we've really turned things around offensively and defensively. Our offensive line is holding up to a point where it's allowing Teddy to be able to pass, and Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore have both looked really, really good, and we're doing really well running the ball as well, even without McCaffrey sitting down. So as we continue to play well, McCaffrey's going to get the rest that he needs. And with that being said, I'm taking Carolina at home as well.
I'm actually going to agree with you all on this one. I'm going to call Carolina because they're playing at home. This is a big game between two ball clubs who have done particularly well as of late, but I'm going to run with Carolina. Their offense has been clicking. Their defense, although they're a young defense, has been quite impressive as of lately. I think that slows Nick Foles down, so I'm going to call Carolina, just like you all did.
Nice. Okay. Another clean sweep. Next up, we have Detroit Lions at Jacksonville Jaguars. Triz, you want to take this one?
Oh, yeah. This one's tough, but I'm going Detroit on this one. I still think they're the better all-around team. Both teams still dealing with some injuries at, I think, the running back position for both teams still. But if I got to choose between Stafford and Gardner Minshew, I'm going with Stafford. So Detroit.
I'm going to agree with Strizzy. I'm going to call Detroit on this one. Although Matthew Stafford has not been putting up big numbers this season, Jacksonville's defense has been terrible. So I think in this game he does put up big numbers. So with that said, I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford and company and the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I'm on board. I'm going Detroit as well. I think they're a little bit grittier, and that defense is coming together. All right. So now moving into the Sunday afternoon games, we got the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins.
The Jets are at the Dolphins. This one was one of those rescheduled games, right?
I'm not sure.
I think it was moved because of scheduling changes
Okay.
from like another week. Regardless, New York looks a whole hot mess. The Jets look a whole hot mess. Didn't they just release Le'Veon Bell as well?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the New York Jets look a whole hot mess. They're coming into Miami. The Dolphins played well last week against the 49ers. And with that said, I'm going to choose Miami.
Yeah, I'm going with Miami as well. You know how I feel about them. That's kind of like my little darling team. And the Jets are just bad. So
Agreed.
I'm going with Miami as well. Miami, I don't know much else to say.
All right. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers at the Tampa Bay Bucks. And in this one, even though it's kind of a little bit of an upset, I'm actually going to go with Tampa Bay at home. I think Green Bay is definitely on a roll. Rodgers is rejuvenated, but that Tampa Bay defense is I kind of like how they play. So I'm thinking that they're going to get a little bit of an upset at home.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I'm saying Tampa Bay as well. Green Bay is looking really, really good. Rodgers is looking like an MVP this year as well. Another big candidate up there with Russell Wilson. But Tom doesn't lose 2 times in a row very often. You know what I mean? And he's getting all of his dogs back. Chris Godwin's coming back from injury, so I think he has all 3 of his receivers this year with Miller, Evans, and Godwin. And I think they turn around and get a W. I don't think they'll lose 2 in a row.
I'm actually going to go against you guys on this one. I'm going to actually pick Green Bay. Green Bay is actually coming off of a bye, whereas the Bucks played last Thursday. Although they are getting those pieces back, the Packers offense is really rolling. And the fact that they're still undefeated, I think that gives them more fight to keep the L column at 0. So I'm calling the Packers on this one.
All right. And moving into our Sunday night. Oh, Brother Eric checking in. Yo, Green Bay. He's got Green Bay on this one. All right, so he's with Myra on that one. All right, going into our Sunday night game, we have the Los Angeles Rams. That's not a Bolt, right? That's a Ram. At the San Francisco Giants. And you see Sourdough Sam down there getting it in.
Is this me?
We're all lost today. Is that me?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's me. A-Dub just went with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're hoping a big division game, most definitely, especially with the NFC West, because that's a really, really strong division right now. San Francisco kind of looks like a shell of itself from last season. They haven't really looked very good. They have a lot of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. They lost arguably their best receiver from last year, who now plays with the Saints, and Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah.
And I'm going with the Rams. I think defensively they look better. Offensively they look better. And still a lot of questions with Jimmy G. He didn't really look very good coming back last week. So, hopefully he feels a little bit better this week, but I'm going with the Rams.
I'm going to agree with Strizzy on this one. I'm going to call the Rams. The San Francisco 49ers look terribly banged up. They got a whole lot of issues going on. They got issues at quarterback. With that said, I don't see them beating the Rams, so I'm going to call LA on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with LA as well. The way they run the ball and they can kind of get dynamic on offense still, they're looking more and more like that team that 1 year, whatever that was, 2018 team, where they were starting to put up points, and the defense is kind of nasty. San Francisco is going to get it back together, but not this week.
It's going to be a little while.
Yeah.
It's going to be a minute.
Brother Eric's going with the Rams as well. All right, now we'll move into our Monday night, which now has become a doubleheader, as we said earlier. Thursday night game was the Kansas City Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills, and that's been moved to Monday night, and it's going to be early. And then after that, we've got the Cardinals visiting the Dallas Cowboys on the real true Monday Night Football. So Myro, go ahead and lead us off. What do you think about the Chiefs at the Buffalo Bills?
I think this is going to be a really good matchup. The Bills are looking to come back, to bounce back from that L last week, but I still think Kansas City is going to edge them out, especially because we got our boy Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. So I'm going to call Kansas City Chiefs on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. I think they're going to bounce back a little bit, even though the Bills were kind of embarrassed on Tuesday.
Right.
They're going to want to bounce back as well, but I just don't see the Chiefs offense getting kind of stymied. Even though they put up points, they kind of got stopped. They got stopped when they, the Raiders got stopped when they needed to. So that's not going to happen again. I think the Chiefs win this one.
Yeah, agreed. Both teams coming off tough losses. But at the same time, if I got to bet on, the quarterback to deliver a win, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going with the Chiefs as well.
Okay. Next up, though, we have the Arizona Cardinals at America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. And, this is actually a tough one for me. I honestly here's the thing. I think it's just going to depend on who really gets out to a lead first. If the Cardinals score early and they get any type of a lead where the Cowboys have been known to do, and they're up by 10 or 14, they're going to end up winning this game. But if the Cowboys play well early on and limit their turnovers or have none, I think they have a chance to win. I'm going with the Cowboys purely because I can't pick the Cardinals over the Cowboys and show my face around here. There's no way. And they're going to have to figure out a way to get it done despite everything. So the only cool thing about this, too, they do have Leighton Vander Esch coming back, and then I'm hoping they get a Wouzier on defense. So it's not going to totally change the defense, but it should help a little bit. So I got to go Cowboys.
Oh, man, you're right, dude. It's kind of crazy. This is actually a really, really tough game. Dude, like Brother Eric said, I think Murray's going to have a game, man. I think he's going to run all over the place, dude. I think this game is really going to come down to what they do on offense, no longer having Dak at the helm. You know what I mean? Are they going to play kind of conservative on offense and give Zeke 25 to 30 touches that he needs? You know what I mean? Or are they going to continue to roll as if Dak was there with Dalton and just let Dalton fly at 45 to 50 passes a game? You know what I mean? Like you said, I think if the Cardinals get too far out ahead of a lead, I think it's going to be Cardinals all the way. But I don't know. I think they're going to play smart, and I think they are going to run the ball a good 25 plus times. So I am going to go Dallas on this one. But man, I wouldn't be surprised if Cards still win though.
So this is going to be a big shootout between these two teams. The Arizona Cardinals are playing their third consecutive road game, which is tough in itself, but they are playing primetime NFL Monday Night Football. With that said, I do not put my trust in Andy Dalton. I don't. And it's going to hurt me to say this, but I'm going to say Kyler Murray is going to show up and obliterate our defense. So with that said, it hurts my heart, but I'm going Arizona Cardinal.
All right. Well, you got to go with what you think for sure. I understand. I respect it. Brother Eric says AZ. He says Murray's going to have a good game.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Then this comment came in from Say Like a Champ podcast. It says Cards SMH. I wonder if that's our super producer in the background.
It has to be. It has to be.
It wasn't me.
What is going on here?
So apparently
that's working some week.
Oh man. Okay. So there we are. There we have it. The Week 6 NFL picks, the Las Vegas Raiders, the New Orleans Saints, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Seattle Seahawks are all on a bye week. So if you got your fantasy stuff, get your fantasy stuff in order. I have a little bit of conundrum on fantasy, honestly. He said, yep, it's me. In the background of the system. What's up, super producer? But yeah, so I have a conundrum because I'm playing Myra. Myra's in first place in her league. Bam, bam, bragging rights. And I'm in second or third. I can't remember, but we're all 4-1, right?
Yeah, I think we're all super close. But on points,
you're like ahead of me. So I'm playing you this week. I need to win, obviously, so I can move up and try to take that top spot. But the thing is, I don't have a tight end. I have Hunter Henry and Darren Waller, and I didn't realize until now that they both have the same bye week. And I went to go look.
Wire immediately.
Well, the thing is, I have somebody I want to scoop. I put my eye on, but the thing is, I don't have anybody for my team I want to drop.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
So I don't know if I might just take a gamble and try to, see what happens, but I don't know. Because
There
I
is,
don't want to drop a player for the waiver wire just to get like 3 points and then like lose a real player.
yeah, in my league, there's 4 of us tied. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're all sitting at 4 and 1, but based off of points, yeah, I'm sitting at the top.
That's us. That's the 3 of us, right? And then the other person, I beat them this week because he was undefeated.
Oh wow. So
What's
yeah,
his name? His name is funny though.
Green Eggs and Cam.
Oh yeah, that's who it was. Yes, that's who it was.
Yeah, Green Eggs and Cam. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's us 3 sitting at 4 and 1, and then Green Eggs and Cam, and then in Strizzy's league, I think in Strizzy's league I'm sitting like in second or something like that.
I'm first place in Strizzy's league. I'm doing my thing this time.
Oh, I'm third.
Yeah.
You're first, Strizzy is second, and I'm third. So we're
Dang,
doing
it's a battle.
in both
I know.
of the leagues.
Your Alex is actually my only loss, but I got hella points scored. I'm like 830 points scored though.
God,
You got me that 1 week.
but
I keep barely scraping by, but I'm still winning, so I'll take it.
Oh no, you're good. I think you're still in second place in points scored.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good first. Sometimes I'm just points scored.
The children of Thanos are here to reign. So that's what's up. But yeah, so anything else? I don't know. I thought there was something else I wanted to talk about. What's that?
Ty Lue. Are we going to talk about Ty Lue? Got the Clippers.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about that too. Let me put this down. So Ty Lue, that was a pretty big story. Uh-oh. Marcus is still checking in. He says F that league. I'm 0-5. Oh man. Oh.
Marcus.
Well, all right, yeah. Ty Lue got the big contract, 5 years to stay with the Clippers. What do you guys think? To be the head coach of the Clippers, but move up.
I think it's an interesting move. I don't know. Since Cleveland, I don't know if he's the guy that I would want to take my team to a championship. I kind of felt in Cleveland he never was like the head coach. I always feel like he took direction from LeBron. But I don't know. I think the Clippers could have gone and chosen somebody else. It's an interesting move for me. Great for him that he got a job, but it's an interesting move for me. I kind of feel like if your battle and your biggest contender is in your backyard, the LA Lakers, Ty Lue is not going to be the guy to get you over the hump against the Lakers.
Gotcha.
That's my input on that.
I'm curious. I'm really curious, kind of skeptical about it. It makes sense. I'm happy for him. He got the promotion because he was an assistant coach for the Clippers under Doc and everything like that. But for me, like it's always been kind of like prove to me you're a head coach. You know what I mean? I kind of agree. I didn't think very highly of him as a coach at Cleveland. I wish him all the best. Obviously, like I'm never going to be like, oh, he can't do it. He's not a real coach, nothing like that. But for me, it's kind of I'm kind of on like a prove to me type deal that you belong in this league as a head coach. And I think even though the Clippers have the talent, it's not a LeBron-led team. So let's see what he can do with this team. See if they can piece some things together. They might not have all the pieces next year as they did this year, as they might decide to make some moves and changes. Who knows? Trez might not even stay. So I kind of want to see what he's able to do with this team. It's still a pretty stacked team, honestly. So I don't but if they felt that he was their guy, then hopefully they made the right decision. But we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Yeah.
And one thing to add to that, like Ballmer seems to be like a highly involved owner. And I kind of feel he's very strategic on the moves that he makes, particularly with the Clippers. Like he's like the owner that I see that puts his heart and soul into it. Maybe he sees something that we don't see. So I'm with Strizzy on that. Like, show me that you're that guy. Like, show me that you're the head coach that deserved to be there.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of with y'all as well. I mean, it is interesting the fact that he was already there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was your answer all along and he was on the bench, like maybe he should have been saying more or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I it's too early for me to say that he's not the guy for the job, but I just kind of thought they needed some new life, like an injection of, some spark of something, or something maybe more of a sure thing, because even Doc wasn't a sure thing. And, so with that talent. So if you're just going to run it back the same, it'll be tough for him. if he makes some moves, who knows?
Agreed. And I was gonna say too, Ty Lue is so much of a players type coach, which is why he meshed with LeBron so well, because LeBron wants everyone to love him too. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that very friendly buddy type of personality that kind of meshes with Ty Lue. And I don't think anybody on the Clippers really had the same kind of personality that's like LeBron James had. We already know that's not really Kawhi. You know what I mean? Like, they're buddy with each other, but I don't know if they had that kind of personality, be kind of like fun loving with Ty the way like LeBron and stuff was. So I'm still kind of interested to see how he does. When he had LeBron, they were great. When he didn't have LeBron, not so great. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I guess on the, on the silver lining of it, the fact that he was already there and has already built a relationship with the guys helps. But I'm with you as well, A-Dub. Like, I kind of wanted like something infused, like something new. Like, the Clippers needed some new life.
Yeah.
Especially, losing in the playoffs the way that they did, being up so much and then coming back and taking that L. But it's a toss-up. Like, I want to see what he's going to do. Okay, Ballmer, this is the choice and the decision that you made. All right, Ty Lue, like, what's going to be different now?
Right. And it was a 5-year deal, which is kind of interesting.
Exactly.
It's almost like you're giving him runway. But
Right.
it's like I think Ballmer, I kind of thought before that Ballmer would be the type of guy who want to get something done right away. So we'll see. It's going to be very interesting offseason, though, to see what happens with all these coaches, see these players that are returning back, these teams basically that are coming back together. So, yeah, and the NBA is going to be interesting. Also, Daryl Morey, the Rockets GM, he's stepping down. And I think that was kind of mutual, but I think also part of that is like he let D'Antoni kind of mess with that roster, and he helped him mess with that roster to get it to that small ball where they needed. And now that D'Antoni's gone, and they're trying to hire new coaches, I'm not sure that that's the personnel they want. So maybe that's part of the reason why they were like, we got to get this guy out of here. But Myra, you're closer to the situation. What do you think?
And this was something, I always remember what episode we brought it up on, but we had talked about this before. With the departure of D'Antoni, is Daryl Morey also on the chopping block? For a while, the Rockets organization put out there, we're sticking with our GM, we're going to move forward. I personally think it's a good move. Daryl Morey has been at the helm for over a decade already. I think it's been like 14 years, if I'm not mistaken. And I do feel the Rockets need a new breath of life. Absolutely. A new GM would definitely inspire changes, as well as for the coaching staff. They still haven't made a decision on who their head coach is going to be. I think clean sweep starting from the top, a new structure for the Rockets would be good for the Rockets. I mean, for years we've talked about the Rockets' talent and their ability. On paper, they look like one of the best teams, and then they just can't make it happen. So with that said, I think it's good accountability on the Rockets franchise. I think that was a relationship that was long overdue. Same thing that I thought with D'Antoni. So I'm excited for the changes that the Rockets are going to bring with the GM as well as the head coach.
Yeah. Striz, you got anything on that or no? I have one more thing I want to say about Morey.
Not too much. I kind of felt like I said, they say it was mutual, but a lot of times I feel like because they have respect for what he's done for them the last 13 years, I think it's kind of like, look, we want to go in a different direction, but we also don't want to fire you. So let's give you the chance to kind of walk away. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like, that's kind of what's happening. Because like I said, I think him and D'Antoni worked so closely together with how they molded that roster. That he's going to go end up elsewhere. You know what I mean? You're one of the best players in the league. It's a lot of times it's kind of hard to just step down on your own, and you can build around one of those players. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
But I think it's time. You know what I mean? D'Antoni obviously is not working. Like Kobe said, you're not going to win. You're not going to win a championship with that offense or with that style of play. And I agree to that. I don't think it's going to happen. So we'll see. They can start fresh, figure out what they want to do. But I think they have a lot of roster changes to make, in my opinion, because I don't necessarily think the next coach is going to want to build off the small ball stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Another last thing I just wanted to say about Daryl Morey is like we almost forgot how he messed around on Twitter, his Twitter fingers, and shut down the China for the NBA. So with him stepping down, I doubt that he'll probably get another job like in that high profile. And And something I forgot to mention before, though, Game 5 of the finals was the first game to be aired in China the whole NBA season, and I think they aired games 5 and 6 in China. So hopefully those bridges are coming back together. So
And that in itself like just shows you the importance of people understanding their roles and how you can impact something so big like that. Another big thing is like Daryl Morey was the GM when they had Yao Ming. I mean, Yao Ming was huge in China. Like, why would you even allow that to come out of your mouth? If you still go to a Rockets game today, they have a huge Chinese fan base.
Yeah,
they have sponsorships on the back of the goalpost by a Chinese-owned company. I mean, why would you even let that spew out of your mouth? So hopefully, whoever comes in next is able to restore those relationships and like move forward with the whole inclusivity. Like, we're here for everybody, no matter your background. Like, I was shocked Daryl Morey even let that come out of his mouth. I mean, because you were there when Yao Ming was there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
it's really rough. The only thing that kind of sucks is because Daryl Morey kind of messed that up. I don't know if the relationship is going to be as easily, it's not like it's not like the next GM is going to come in and be like, "Hey man, I'm sorry about the last dude. That ain't me." Let's fix this up. Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I think that's more of like a Adam Silver type thing to maybe try to mend that relationship. You know what I mean? But again, we'll see. I think the Rockets, the next Rockets GM has a lot of work ahead of him, in my opinion. He's got to redo that roster quite a bit. He's got to get rid of some of these small dudes, get some more size in there. As you saw, as good as Miami Heat were, we just could not mess with the Lakers size. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I have a really good friend in well, they're not friends. I'm going to call them mentors. I have some really amazing mentors in Houston. And he was an agent and then was a lawyer. And then he took on the GM position of a D-League team. And then he took on a GM position of the XFL team in Houston. And he's been eyeing this position. So God willing, that works out. And that would be an amazing thing for his family. And that'll be an amazing opportunity for us to get into Rockets games.
Absolutely. But no, that's awesome for that individual. So
yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But I do know personally, I've spoken to his wife, and that's something he's pursuing. So
nice.
Won't let the cat out the bag yet until we see what happens there.
Absolutely. Cool. All right. Real quick, the Houston Astros are up 3-2. In the bottom of the fifth, so they're hanging in there. They're staving off elimination, and then the Dodgers Braves is later today. Dodgers trying to even it up at 2-2. Hopefully, they didn't waste all their runs last night. And then real quick though, because I know this will be like a quicker show or whatever than our normal show, but Brother Eric says, Miss Myra, we needed this or that from you because we didn't have a this or that from. So do you want to do this or that, or do you want to just hit us with tune on Tuesday? We'll make it up to you, Brother Eric. We promise.
Yeah, I'll to you. I just want to bring up an interesting point because I just looked this up right now.
What's up?
It says reports that Jeff Van Gundy is talking with the Rockets about the coaching job.
Oh, yeah. Terrible. Trash. This dude would be sitting there talking about changing the rules and stuff instead of coaching them. Like, that was terrible listening to them during the finals, honestly. And I think that he didn't say much of anything that seems to be like breaking down the game or analytical or anything that would inspire me. So I'm out on him.
He never does. He complains more than the players do.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then, I mean, his brother, not much better, but I'll take his brother, though.
Me too.
And his brother
stand all day.
Yeah, but not
has
the Pelicans apparently.
That's for the Pelicans jobs. Yeah.
That would be interesting. They just want another picture of them both coaching and playing against each other. I hope Jeff doesn't get a job, but the only silver lining would be we wouldn't have to hear him on ESPN or ABC anymore. So
That's all right.
That part would be all right. Also, one other thing that I just kind of saw the corner of my eye, the Chiefs apparently are to sign Le'Veon Bell after his rough stint with the Jets. So
Wow.
that's pretty interesting to see that if he lands with the Chiefs as how their weapons go, plus how he can that would be pretty interesting. So that was a little bit of something right there. Expected to sign with the Chiefs.
Dog, that's insane.
Like they're already good.
Le'Veon Bell has receiver hands.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And
Straight
that
up.
rookie, the mix of him and that rookie.
Yeah. Dude, it's gonna be like them getting Kareem Hunt back.
Right. Yeah, this will not be like LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Le'Veon Bell, I think has a lot of juice left, in my opinion. He just couldn't do it behind that weak Jets line. So now he's got And then you get Andy Reid, the offensive genius. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's pretty tough.
The rich get richer, man. The rich get richer.
For real.
Yeah. But also, did you guys hear about the Saints are talking about maybe hosting games at the LSU stadium because they'll be outdoors? Yeah. That's kind of interesting. They're basically trying to get that home field edge back, even if they got to move the home field. Sure. But I think a big concern is the Superdome being enclosed. So, Also, let me get a quick pick for you guys. This weekend, another thing in college football news: Nick Saban did test positive, but so far so good. Knock on wood that no additional players have tested positive, and it looks like the UGA at Bama game will still go on. So, that's very exciting to me. That's something I've been looking forward to for a very long time, honestly. And I think hopefully Georgia gets it done. I think that they hopefully get it. And I don't want to hear any excuses about, Nick Saban wasn't there, because he'll be in somebody's earpiece for sure.
100%. That's facts. He's got COVID. He ain't suspended. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll watch the entire game from his AirPod. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I wish that, how we are now, in his home office, we could get a live feed so we could see his live reaction to him in the game. And, I'm sure he's going to be talking to Steve Sarkisian, even though Steve Sarkisian's pretty legit, too, so.
Absolutely.
Definitely going to be in somebody's ear.
Yeah.
This man lives, eats, and breathes football.
And I do feel for him, and I hope that, he's safe and everything like that, and he bounces back. But, man. Definitely. I just was my instant reaction selfishly was please don't cancel the game. I got to see this.
I know, and Georgia's looking good, man.
They figured out the quarterback sort of.
But when they figured it out, offensively they've been moving the rock. So yeah, you know what I mean. I know last week they had a pretty tough game too, though. So it's
Tennessee.
Tennessee looks a lot different than they have over the last 10, 12 years or whatever. Yeah. But the second half they just completely.
It's that defense, though. If you watch Georgia football, their defense is just so nasty.
Yeah,
I enjoy watching the defense and the way they communicate too. They play very disciplined and they have a bunch of top athletes. They're crazy to watch.
Oh yeah, dude. It's funny because you're my boy, obviously family. I used to watch all the really big games and all OU every weekend, but now I watch Georgia games and OU games every single weekend. I'm not even my team anymore, just because you're just as a you. So,
right?
Yeah, dude. So I've been watching them too. That's why I think it was the first game of the season. I was texting you I don't know, man. Georgia's not looking too hot. I think the second half they came out and destroyed them, but I was it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Yeah,
but yeah, they're definitely turning things around, man. Getting the quarterback situation situated. So I don't know. Your boys look good.
We'll see, man. I'm excited for that, though. I'm going to have to get the jug out, and I'm going to be ready for that game. So, but all right, then. That's all I had, though. Until next Tuesday, I guess. We'll be back for episode 60 on Tuesday. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to put out some snippets and stuff like that, too. I still want to put out some snippets from episode 59 and all that.
Sure.
And as always, we appreciate everybody checking in, tuning in, liking, commenting, subscribing, all the fun stuff, hitting the like button. Yeah. And if you want to join into the Yahoo Pick'em League, try to get these prizes. I really got to win it, though, one of these. I mean, none of the hosts have won, so we got to step it up, guys.
I need to get my picks in right now because last week I missed the first game.
Yeah, don't do that anymore. Get the picks in, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it this time. But
dude, I've only called one Thursday game right. Dude,
starting out the roll every week.
Seriously, man. I've only got Thursday game right once. Every other week I've gotten it wrong. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm clicking my Yahoo link now. As soon as we're off, I'm picking.
Perfect. All right, that's what's up. All right, well, I am A-Dub. That was our Week 6 NFL picks.
It's your boy Strizzy. Y'all know what it is.
It's your girl, Myra May.
Wakanda forever.
For your boy.
Peace.
And you say the